So this is exciting. We're hitting the blue water. Look at that. Look at that, people. It's blue water fish. What colour was it before, you ask? Well, it was kind of more greeny blue. And in the Hauraki Gulf, the inner Gulf, the water is kind of more greeny blue. And as you leave the Gulf and head out, it becomes more bluey blue. You know, that kind of deep blue, indigo blue, kind of, you can see through it, but it's still blue. You know what I mean, right? Blue. So the reason that's exciting is because there's an area that I used to sail quite regularly where the water would go from the greeny blue to the bluey blue, and if you had a line out the back, as I do, then sometimes literally on the line, bang, the rod would get hit and you catch something. Well, for me, that's always a kahawai. That's all I pretty much get. But that's great. So the rod's out, the water's gone blue. I have caught some seaweed. That's gone back in, obviously. So we'll see what happens. Now, I love kahawai. I think kahawai is a massively underrated fish in New Zealand. Everyone here is just obsessed with snapper. I mean, look, snapper's lovely, don't get me wrong, snapper's great. And to be fair, you know, snapper, you know, when I first came to New Zealand, learned a bit how to fish, put the rod in, did the thing you're supposed to do, and basically it's snapper, and another snapper, and another. 9 times out of 10 for me it was snapper. 1 time out of 10 something else. Sometimes it was a gurnard, occasionally a kahawai, but very rare on a static line. You know, I'm talking about when you're at anchor. So, you know, the snapper are not entirely free of blame in this whole kind of depleted stocks thing. You know, they do their bit. They jump on that hook a lot, you know, so they're kind of asking for it in that sense. So anyway, back to kahawai, because I mean, I can't do the static fishing. I just can't do it. I've tried it. It's not my thing. I'm rubbish at it. I get bored. Maybe I get bored because I'm rubbish at it. Maybe I'm rubbish because I'm bored. I don't know. Anyway, whichever way that works. So bottom line is, don't do it. My wife, she's brilliant. She's the fishist on the boat, so she goes off and gets some snappy stuff. But when I'm underway, why not? So I've got a line out here, and I've got a bungee cord out. You just make out under the dinghy there. And yeah, kahawai, and I love those. Kahawai's great. So if it's like a smaller piece, then beautiful. As sashimi, love it. If it's small, also it fillets and pan fries well. You know, the usual thing you do with snapper. You know, butter, salt, pepper, lightly cooked, perfect, beautiful. But if it's a bit bigger, I love turning it into a curry. And I find it's great for that. Kahawai is, it holds its texture really well. I believe that the Maoris refer to kahawai as, you know, the chicken of the sea. And I get that because I sometimes cook a Thai green chicken curry, and I often substitute, if I've got a kahawai, I often substitute the chicken for the kahawai, and it works beautifully. So if you haven't tried that, you love a curry, try that, people. You'll find kahawai is cheaper than snapper, and you know, snapper would just turn into a curry fish soup, whereas the kahawai just holds its texture beautifully. It's a little bit like monkfish or blue cod, but actually I love it. Underrated fish. So here's for kahawai. More power to kahawai, definitely. I'd almost prefer kahawai over snapper, and that's just as well. Anyway, I'll let you know how it goes, but with my track record, I think I'll get some chicken out of the freezer.